done, right off the line, I knew this race was going to be ridiculously fast, and I knew I was going to have to really, really try hard to hang on to those front runners. So we got out and we took Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the video. For today's video, I would say, hope you enjoyed the last episode of you guys with the Clatter 4 miler recap. As I told you guys in that video, that race did not go according to plan for me. I took that wrong turn, and from there on out, it kind of just downfall from there. But that's not to say that wasn't a good race. I was after a while, after I got over all the stuff that didn't go right, I realized the stuff that did go right. I ran a pretty good 5-mile time for what I had run, especially since I had gotten lost, and still ran a pretty good 5-mile time. I ran a mile extra, and I was going to be ready for the race the following week, which is this video on the Owen and Ollie's 5-miler. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this first block of the intro, and now I'm going to our second block of the intro, the Tubby's video. So in today's video, as I just mentioned to you guys, and as you can see by the medal around my neck, the ribbon, we are going to be discussing the Owen and Ollie's 5-miler. Now, the main takeaway I took from this 5-miler is it was a great bounce back from last week. This race went pretty according to plan, I have to say. Not exactly, but pretty according to plan. I got pretty good results out of it, and it gives me some pretty good confidence that I am in super good shape going into next week's nationals, which the recap on that should be coming out probably the week after nationals. I will have that recap up for you guys. The preview will be also the week after that nationals, but that will be before the recap, so stick around for those two videos as well. In this video, we're going to be talking about how I bounced back from last week, how this week I had some pretty great results in this Owen and Ollie's 5-miler, how I actually finished third among the entire competition, and we're going to talk about the major prize I was gunning to win, which did not end up winning, but there's always next year, right? So we'll be having our usual before, during, and after the race blocks. I might have guest speakers on today, but I don't know yet, so you just have to stick around to the end of the video for that. I will also be putting up my results like I did for the Clatter, having all the photos I have. I will put those up like I did for the Clatter, and I will share my award. I will share my medal, and I will share my bib and the front of the bib and the back of the bib with you guys, because I raced on the back of the bib. Yeah, guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this first block, for this intro of the video. And now let's into our first block of the video, the before the race block. Alright, guys, this first block of the video, we're going to be talking about what happened before the race. So this morning, before the race started, and I woke up, and before we left the house, I woke up more nervous than usual. Even though I knew there was pretty much no pressure for this race, other than the fact that I wanted to do good to get myself back to recover myself from last week's what I considered failure for a little while. But after I realized it was a pretty good race, I don't consider it a failure now. But after last week's disappointment, so I really wanted to do pretty well this week, even though again there was no pressure on the line, but I wanted to do pretty well. So this one was also a later race. Once again, these can be a blessing and a curse. I also said in the Clatter. On the one hand, you get to sleep in more. You get to wake up feeling fresher, and you're not having to wake up at like 5 a.m. But the bad part about that is now it's screwing up your lunch schedule, because you're not finishing the race till I didn't probably finish the race till about 11:30, and I don't think I ate lunch, like real lunch, until like 2 or 2:30. So it's just one of those things that, like, it messes up the lunch schedule, but again, you also get to sleep in, so it has its pros and cons. But I woke up probably between 7 and 7:15, maybe 7:30, about the same time as last week. I think around 7, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm filming this a day in advance for you guys, so if I miss a few key details, my apologies. But I woke up, I went downstairs, got all my stuff together. My dad made me my boba and my chocolate milk. I ate those slightly slower because I was slightly more nervous this week, especially because I wanted to really do well to make up for last week. So I finished those. I talked to my mom and dad a little bit, and my mom was like, you gotta go, you gotta get dressed, because we have to go. My sister actually had a birthday party today. One of my teammates, Brooklyn, was having her birthday party. I am very sorry, Brooklyn, we could not go to the birthday party because of the race. I feel pretty bad. but we had to drop her off at their house and then get to the race. So we dropped her, we left, we got everything together, I got all my clothes on, we got all the stuff packed up in the track bag, I got all my electronics and everything else together to keep me company on the ride to and from there. We all jumped in the car and we went to go drop her off. We dropped her off, and then about 5 minutes down the road was Owen and Ollie's, the restaurant where this race is going to be taking place. So we got there pretty early. We did not get to see the course this week because this course was slightly, we didn't really know the course around here because it was in Dracut, Massachusetts. So we didn't really know Dracut that well, especially this part of Dracut, because we had no idea where the course was. We didn't know we were going left and right. We didn't know where the turns were. So we decided to just not check out the course and just leave it up. There were going to be many more policemen out there. It was going to be much more well marked. There are going to be so many more people out there. There was a water shop out there eventually. So at like the 3 mile mark, I think. So yeah, it was much more well marked this week. But we decided to not check out the course and just start getting ready. So we actually didn't sign up in advance today. We had to sign up day of registration. So we had to take a form and sign up. We paid, we got our numbers on. And then after about probably 15 minutes to a half an hour of just standing around, we started to go warm up. So we took a few laps around the building, probably about 1 or 2, I forget it now. I think it was 1, maybe 2. And after that 1 or 2 laps, about 10 minutes later, me and my dad, we actually didn't change it to our race shoes until later. So we changed it to our race shoes and then we went for a warm up. So we did about 2 laps around the restaurant building, which is probably, I don't know, maybe a little less than 200 meters, I think. Maybe a little more than 200 meters. It wasn't a full lap around the track, I know that. It was probably close to 200 meters. A little less or a little less or a little more, but pretty close to 200 meters. So we finished those 2 laps. We did the usual warm-ups, A skips, B skips, our scoops, the high knees, the butt kicks, and then we did 4 strides, out, back, so which equals 4. And then we went back up to get ready for the race. So I stripped down my pants and I kept my jacket on until the last minute. And once we were about 5 minutes out, I took my jacket off, gave it to my mom, pulled up my arm sleeves, made sure we were ready. We headed over to the starting line. The race director, actually Steve Gendron, who I raced against last week, great competitor, who put on this race was amazing. Thanks to him for putting it on. But we did that. They mentioned a few sponsors of the race. We got ready. The starter. Actually, they said they had a gun, but for some reason, I don't know why. They just said go. So they said on your mark, they said set, they said go, and we were off like bullets on our 5 mile Owen and Ollie's journey. Yeah guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this first block of the video, and now let's move into our second block of the video, the during the race block. Alright guys, in the second block of the video, we're going to be talking about what happened during the race. So as I told you guys in the last block, the before the race block, we were off like bullets out of the starting line. I did not even realize how many people were so fast in this race. This race was insanely quick, and right from the gun, right off the line, I knew this race was going to be ridiculously fast, and I knew I was going to have to really, really try hard to hang on to those front runners. So we got out and we took basically a wide right-hand turn right away. I actually almost tripped over a cone, which was probably not good because they set up the cones like right near the turn, so which is probably not the best thing to do, but you know what? I didn't trip, thank God, because I was if I had gone like an inch closer to the cone, I would have gotten tangled up in it and probably fell to the ground. And then I probably would never recover from that because, well, I mean, I fell to the ground. Like, I probably have now a bloody knee, a bleeding knee, and I still have I have like 4.9 miles to go. Like, that's not the ideal circumstance for a 5 miler. Right at the beginning, you have to fall in the cone. But luckily I dodged it, and we went down the hill, and I started to catch up to this third chase back, I would say. So there was the leaders, and then there was the second chase back. This strung out pretty quickly because of how fast it went. But there was about 2 packs. Or no, sorry, 3 packs. There was about a chase group, a lead pack with about 3 guys. 2 or 3 guys, yeah. A chase pack with about 2 or 3 guys, and then the second chase pack with about 2 or 3 guys. So I went on to the second chase pack, and then I realized, like, you're not going to be able to stay in the second chase pack. This race is going out way too fast that you are not going to be able to catch up and have a chance, a shot at winning this race if you don't just go. Because if you don't put all your effort in now, the gap's gonna increase, and it's not gonna get any shorter. I know that. So I just thought to myself, like, you have to go with these front leaders. I passed that second chase pack and into that first chase pack. So the chase pack right behind the leaders. And I stay with actually my 2 teammates, Callie and Jace, their dad, Paul Amaral, a phenomenal runner, amazing talent. He's actually probably one of the best male runners on our team overall. But he is super quick, so I just tried to stay with him for a while. I was kind of sitting behind him and just going for a ride for a little bit, trying to fight my way around, but it was just so hard because Paul Amaral is so fast, and I don't even think I passed until about 1.5 miles in. So that's 1.5 miles of just trying to completely, just like trying to edge my way through, and I just couldn't do it until 1.5 miles in. So we keep going. Paul keeps taking the lead. I kind of just try to tuck behind, maybe let him cut some of the wins for me. And yeah, so we get about 1.5 miles in, and this is where I start to make my move. Because the front guys are not that far, they're not that far ahead. They're only about 10-15 meters ahead. So I think, okay, if you go now, since you have the energy to go, you might have a chance to catch them. Because it is possible that you have a chance to catch them. Because they're not that far ahead and they're within striking distance. So just keep making small gains on them. Get them on the hills was my key, and just key off that. We keep running down that this long straightaway, probably about 1.5, 2 miles long, and we take our first right-hand turn. Now, this is where the hills start creeping in. Before this race, people said this course was easy. It was flat, it was fast, it had one hill. Well, whoever thought that was apparently lying to me, because this race had such a series of hills that last week's Clatter would have looked easy compared to these hills. It just kept climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and I'm like, what the heck? I thought this course was flat and fast with one big hill. What's with these like 7 hills, just one after another, and they just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just like, what is happening? So I go up this short mini hill. It's not super huge, it's pretty small actually. And then when I get up that short mini hill, I turn and go up a slightly longer hill. It's just a little bit steep. It's just a little bit longer, not really that much steeper. Actually probably a little less steeper. And then I see this gigantic hill, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is the hill you're gonna put in front of me at 2.5 miles of a 5-mile race? You gotta be kidding me. I find my way up that hill. I feel like I'm just walking up that hill completely. And when I finally reach the top, I'm trying to catch my breath so bad that I think I probably slowed my pace down by about 30 to 35, maybe even 45 seconds I slowed my pace down to. It was insane how hard that hill was. I made my way up that hill and finally get to flat ground, and it was a slight downhill. I take a wide right-hand turn. I can't remember this completely right because there were just so many hills, they all blended together after a while. But I take another wide right-hand turn, and I go up this again. It's a pretty decent size hill, it's a medium hill. It's about half of what the other hill was, but less steep. And then I get past that hill, and yet again, here we are, a gigantic hill. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Who in the world would have thought that this course was flat, fast, with one big hill? I've already gotten to the big hill, and about 5 minutes later, or about not even 5 minutes later, I'm already hitting a hill that looks like it's harder. So I get up that hill, and then this is where it starts to kind of level off a little bit. There's not too many more hills after this. It's kind of just small incremental hills, and then I get past these small incremental hills, I think after these small incremental hills, it's actually flat ground for a while, and I take this pretty sharp right-hand turn onto a main road. I kept going down that main road, but halfway down, and police officers told me to go left. and I see this gigantic hill, but it's a downhill, and I think, thank God it's a downhill. If this was another uphill, like, I would have killed for a downhill at this point. And this ground was huge. Like, it's not just a mini downhill, it was like a straight downhill. So that, I loved that. It was so nice to finally have a downhill after all those gigantic uphills. I get down that downhill, and finally, after the downhill, we take a wide left-hand turn, and I can finally see some people up ahead. And I actually see some cop cars eventually, and I think, oh, maybe I'm done. No, we still got 2 miles to go. I see a water stop, and this encouragement was so nice. Thank you to everyone who came out to encourage us and cheer us on today. It was so kind of everyone. I loved it so much, and it was so nice to have everyone there. So I get past the water stop. I didn't take any water because I knew I could barely move anything at that point. It was also, I forgot to mention to you guys, it was also pouring like ridiculously crazy today. So my entire body was soaked to the brim. I was wet. I was soaking. I was drenched. And the last thing I could do was move my arms and slow myself down to get water, which probably would have messed my stomach up anyway. So it probably wasn't even worth it. So I didn't take the water. I went straight past. And of course, the water stop had to be on a slight incline. After that incline, it kind of leveled off a little bit, and then it started climbing again. And oh my god, this race was so hilly. And we get to the top of that climb, and I go up the climb, take another sharp right-hand turn, and I can see kind of like the final hill into the last part of the race. And there wasn't that many people on this course, so there wasn't that many people to help us cheer us on. Again, the support we did get was great, but there wasn't that many people. So I see the final hill, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is the final hill in the race. You're putting it at about 4.75 miles, and you expect me to run up this after I've done 4.75 miles of nothing but climb and decline. So I get to the bottom of that hill, and I think to myself, okay, just fight this hill. You're almost there. Just fight the hill. Just fight it so bad, and all you have to do is make it up, and once you make it up, you'll be done. I fight up that hill, and about halfway up, my legs start burning me, and I just think, keep going, keep going, keep going, you will make it. I keep going up that hill and finally make it to the top, and then I can see a long straightaway all the way to the finish. So I keep running down this long straightaway, see the finish edging closer ever so slightly, and I think to myself, just keep going, keep going, keep going. You don't want anyone to pass you at this point. You're so close. If you can get top 3 in this race, that'd be amazing. Just keep going. I finally reach the finish, take the wide right-hand turn, try not to slip, luckily I didn't, and this is the part where I'm just like, go, just let out everything you have. This is the part where you just have to go, go, go. And once you let out everything you have, you'll be satisfied with this performance. I get about halfway down the straightaway to the finish, and I just keep accelerating and accelerating and accelerating. I just keep going and going and going. I fight my way to the finish line. I cross the finish line. I see 27:10, run, pick up my medal, and I think to myself, well, there's your redemption from last week's disappointment. Yeah guys, so that's probably going to do it up for the second block of the video, and now it's going to our third block of the video, the after the race block. Alright guys, in this third block of the video, we're going to be talking about what happened after the race. So as I told you guys in the last block, during the race block, I ran down the straightaway as hard as I possibly could, leaned the line for 27:10. 27:10, sorry. I think upon reviewing my results, I actually ran about 27:19.2 something. I ran about the 27:19 range. So upon review, it was about 9 seconds slower, but again, results can seem deceiving at some times. I was probably hallucinating a little bit at that point, so maybe I saw a different number than there was on the clock. I don't really know how they got 27:19, because I saw 27:10 and I didn't cross that finish line 10 seconds behind that. So either way, I ran 27:19, which I thought to myself, you did break last week's record in the pouring rain as well, with all these hills. So that is really impressive. Now that I think about it, I actually think how impressive it actually is, because I ran in the pouring rain. There were so many hills, And I was soaked the entire time. For 3/4 of the race, I was completely drenched in water. So the fact that I actually broke last week's time is really impressive. But yeah, so I finished the race. I run over to my mom, and I'm like, I might have hypothermia. I actually tell her, like, I might have hypothermia from the fact that I am drenched and it is so cold out here right now. I go inside, and everyone starts asking me, like, are you the boy who came in third? And I'm like, yeah, and they kept asking me, like, what's your time? And I'm like, 27:19. But yeah, so one of the people who works at the restaurant actually came up to me and was like, kid, are you the kid who crossed in third? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, nice. And she handed me a root beer, and I think to myself, I do not drink soda, but I just say no thank you and like that kind of thing. As you guys probably know, I don't really drink that much soda. A lot of my diet consists of very like pretty healthy foods, I'm not gonna lie. But I will enjoy some sugar every once in a while, but not. The soda was kind of a lot to handle after a race, especially. But my mom comes in and she's like, okay, put these clothes on, get warm, and just stay here, and I'm gonna go watch Dad come in. My dad actually hadn't finished yet, so when he finished, they both came back in, and we went over to a table, and we took a few pictures together before I went to go get dressed, or changed into my dry clothes. And once I finally got changed into my dry clothes, it was so much nicer to be out of those soaking wet clothes that made me feel like I had hypothermia. But I got back, and one of the people from my team, the photographer actually, who works for our team, he took a few pictures of us. He actually dried out my soaking wet wash for me, so I thanked him for that. And he showed us this really cool website called Gone for a Run, where you can get all this really awesome stuff. I will link that website down in the description below. But yeah, so it was pretty fun. After that, we kind of talked to some people a little bit. We got some food, and after a little while, they did the award ceremony. Now, the big award that you guys have all been waiting for and to hear about was, for any of you who have watched WWE, and for any of you who have watched the final match of all the matches, like the final one, whoever wins that one, gets the big, like, WWE belt. Well, that was the prize if you won this race. You got the gigantic, like, red and gold green and gold WWE belt. Now, that was what I was gunning for. I didn't end up getting it, but my reward was I got a glass that said the races thing on it, and it said like division winner or something. They all say that though. I got some hot sauce made from. My words are getting tangled in my mouth. I got some hot sauce made locally in Lowell, and I think I also got a gift card for $25 to Mark's running store. I will also link his information down in the description below. That is a great running store. I really suggest you go check it out. Yeah, so after the awards, we watched all the awards be given. I watched the winners get their belts, the male and female winners, and I think to myself, oh my god, it's so, I love my award, but it's just so hard to watch people get the belt that I so desperately desired. But my mom and dad kept telling me, there's always next year. We finished the award ceremony, go talk to some more people, and after we talk to them, we kind of get in the car, we head back. I keep working on my YouTube video for you guys, Tokyo Marathon recap coming to you soon. Actually, did I already? No, it's coming to you soon. I was working on that, and then we went to go pick up my sister, played a little bit with my track team's family, and then we went home, had some lunch, and went to go meet my new baby cousin. You guys, so that's probably gonna do it up for this third block of the video, and now it's into our fourth block of the video, today's guest speakers. Alright guys, in this fourth and final block of the video, we're going to be having our guest speakers for today. Our guest speakers for today are my dad and my mom. My dad ran yesterday an amazing race, finished 16th, so we both finished in the top 20. And my mom also did a very nice, very amazing job cheering for us and cheering us all on. So I'm just going to give it over to them to tell a little bit more about their experiences from yesterday and how they felt it went. You guys?
I'll go first, yeah. So, watching the race yesterday was unbelievable. Both of these guys did amazing, along with a lot of other runners. The conditions were not great. It was pouring rain, pretty much the whole race. So, They got very wet. It was really fun being at the finish line and watching all the top people come in. And when I saw Michael coming in third, he was sort of all alone, which was awesome. He crossed the line, gave him a big hug, got him into a warmer place, left him for a few so I could go back out and luckily catch Brian crossing the finish line. So overall, they both did amazing. Very fun to watch.
Yeah. Yesterday was a good time. The race went out quick. Michael went out with the lead pack and tried to hang with them as long as he could. He did a great job. I tried to just keep in my sights for as long as I could, which didn't last for too long. But it was fun. Like you said, the weather wasn't great. It started raining pretty hard on us a couple miles in. And there was one really tough hill that I didn't expect at like mile 2 or 2.5.
Yeah,
that definitely slowed us down a little bit. But overall, it was good. I mean, it was a great course, well marked, no issues with anything. And other than the rain and our feet getting a little bit wet, and than that, it was a good 5-mile race. I mean, I had fun. I said we both ran really good times. Michael did awesome. He finished third overall, which is super impressive. And I tried to hold my own, which I guess was okay. But overall, I think it was a fun race. I had a good time. We'll definitely be doing it next year. And thanks to everyone who put on the race and volunteered and was there to help. It was a good time. So we really appreciate it. And we'll be there again. So thank you guys. And overall, I think Michael did amazing. And it was fun.
All right, thank you guys. You guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this fourth and final block of the video, and that's probably going to wrap it up for today's video. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about what happened before, during, after the race for the Owen and Ollie's 5-miler. Once again, if you guys would like to run this 5-miler next year in 2023, back better than ever, just like the Clatter, I will link the Owen and Ollie's website down below. I will also link the Wild Rover Series website down below. They have some great races. If you guys run all 3, you get like a special, I think finisher medal or whatever. But I did not end up running all 3 this year. But I think you get like a sweatshirt or a hoodie for running all 3 for free. Otherwise, you can buy them for like $40 off the website, I think. But I will link the Wild Rover website down below. I will link Owen and Ollie's 5-miler website down below. And I will link the results down below. And so we will link everything that I say in this video. I will be linking down below, and I can't really think of it right now, and I'm filming this for you guys. But whatever questions you have, you could always ask me in the live chat, and I will get to you guys back as soon as possible. So that's probably all I have to say for that. Stick around to the end of the video for some awesome pictures. I will also be putting my results up at the end of the video. I will also be putting up my awards, the awards I got, and my medal, and the front and back of my bib. And I will also be having some really hilarious running videos gone wrong. Stick around for those. I have a ton of them for you guys. I also hope you guys enjoyed today's guest speakers. I really had fun running this race. Once again, thank you to Steve Ginger for putting it on. Thank you for all of the amazing competitors who ran this race today. It was an awesome race. I had so much fun with it. It was downpouring, but you know what? We got through that. We made it work, and it was a great race. So thank you to everyone who put it on. Thank you to all the volunteers, the race directors. Thank you to everyone who helped put it on, and thank you to all the competitors. You guys, so that's probably going to do it up for that. And I hope you really enjoyed listening to my mom and my dad talk about it. Hope you enjoyed listening to my dad talk about his race experience, and my mom talking about how she likes cheering. You guys, so that's probably all I have to say for that. Stick around, it is an awesome quote, and you guys are going to love it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, keep running, enjoy life, and peace out, guys.
Get
video. As for today's video, I would say, hope you enjoyed the last video I put to you guys about the Clatter 4 miler recap. As I told you guys in that video, I was absolutely distraught at the end of it. Hey, what's up, guys? My light. Alright guys, this first block of the video, we're going to be talking about what happened before the race. So before the race started, this morning, I messed up a little bit at that point. But I think I ran about like 27:19.2 or something. Sorry, that was a mistake. But I ran about the 27:19 range.